right, let's hit the field.
It is Sunday, April 27th, and the Yankees were kicking off a doubleheader against the Blue Jays. Max Fried on the mound in Game 1. Also, Devin Williams officially out as the Yankees closer. Plus, Luis Gil could be making his return soon. My recap, your reactions coming up next. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. April 27th, and the Yankees just picked up an impressive 11-2 win against the Toronto Blue Jays. 12 hits in the game for the Yankees. Also, I want to give a congratulations to all the Mets fans out there. I mean, sorry, not Mets. Knicks fans. Fuck the Mets fans. Knicks fans. Knicks picked up a win. They lead their series 3-1. It was pretty windy at the stadium in the early part of the game today, and I felt like that might have messed with the pitchers a little bit. Gossman had all sorts of trouble with the Jays. He had 5 walks today, and then Schultz had a couple of walks. Fried had a couple of walks early, but I feel like after the wind settled down a little bit, the pitching was able to settle back in, and Fried was able to settle back in. He pitched great. Schneider left Gossman out there to just cook, man. He had a 50-pitch inning in the third, refused to pull him. Yankees ended up blowing open the game with a 6-run inning, and the Yankees just basically pulled away from there. And, you know, Volpe went deep today, so going to give the kid a little bit of appreciation. He's been struggling. Good day for Aaron Judge, who is still hitting .412. He had a multi-hit game. He was 2 for 4. OPS is sitting at 1.214. I was hoping that he would be the next guy to hit 4 home runs in a game. We almost saw him do it earlier this year, but then last night, Eugenio Suarez dashed those hopes with the D-backs. He had an amazing game, 4 home runs. And, hey, that's where we're at. We got to make this postgame quick because the Yankees have another game coming up in about a half an hour. So we're going to have to do a quick turnaround, a little doubleheader of our own today. Let's move on with the recap.
All right, let's go. Let's get it going.
Game 27 of 162. Max Fried now 5-0 with the Yankees. We had a 3-run double by Wells. Another throwing error by Oswaldo Cabrera to begin the game. I'll tell you what, he's been shaky with those throws over there. He's missing high, he's airmailing, and that's dangerous because you get extra bases. And if you got runner on base, a lot of times they can score. Blue Jays had a very soft run in the first inning. Fried threw a ton of pitches, but ultimately the Jays did leave the bases loaded, so Fried was able to pitch out of it. And then the third inning was where the Yankees really just rallied, opened up the game. You had walks to Cabrera and Rice. You had Judge single off the right field wall, and then a productive out from Cody Bellinger. Now, we do have a call about Cody Bellinger, who is off to a bit of a slow start. He was 1 for 3 today, but he's finally off the interstate. He's hitting .200, but the OPS still at .594, which is not ideal for a guy who today hit in the third spot. But I do want to say, he is a quality baseball player. Like, I enjoy watching him run the bases. I enjoy watching him play center field. He gets productive out. So even if he isn't hitting, he's still bringing some value to the team right now. I like watching him run the bases especially. He's one of the better base runners that the Yankees have had in a while, him and Dominguez. Gossman just lost the zone. You know, walk after walk after walk. He loaded the bases. And then Austin Wells came up, and he was just fouling off all these pitches. And I tweeted, you know, if he throws that pitch again, Wells might put it in the seats because he was right on it. And then he ripped one off the right field wall for a 3-run double. That was the big blow in the game. 6-run inning. And you start to wonder, you know, how is Max Fried going to respond? Because he had to sit for basically 35 minutes in the bottom of the third. But then he was strong, and he went flawless the rest of the way. 4th, 5th, and 6th inning. He retired 9 in a row to end his outing. So a fantastic performance from Max Fried. We'll talk more about him when we get to the pitcher spotlight. Anthony Volpe, first home run since April 2nd. Oppo Boppo, 5th home run of the season. They spent a lot of time in this telecast talking about how he put something together on Friday night, how he was having better swings. They noticed things in batting practice. Now, you might notice if you're watching the highlights of them taking BP, which they show on like the batting practice sometimes, or on the batting practice show rather, or on the pregame. They have iPads hooked up and they have all these cameras and stuff, and they track things like swing path and how hard the ball's coming off the bat. And something apparently clicked for Volpe on Friday night. Let's hope he continues it. He did have a couple of hits today. He was 2 for 3 with a couple of runs and a couple of RBIs. He also had a walk. He's up to 216, so he was well under 200 there for a bit. So hopefully climbing in the right direction. Now, I know a lot of you hate it when he hits home runs because that gets him thinking, well, I'm a home run hitter again. I want to see him be more of a line drive guy. I know a lot of you do too. We have talked about this ad nauseum. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but home run, at least it was an opposite field shot. You'll take those opposite field shots every day. I don't want him bailing out of his shoes to try and hit the ball in the left field bleachers. 2-run double by Oswaldo Cabrera made it 9-1. Wells hit another one off the center field wall. He had a couple of doubles today. He has now got, 5 doubles on the season, and he's climbing up with the average. He was really, really struggling there for a while under 200. He's up to 213, the OPS up to 725, so moving in the right direction. I feel like he's been one of our most unlucky hitters. Remember he hit that one that hit the very top of the wall and came back in the field? He had a couple down there in Tampa in George M. Steinbrenner Field that got knocked down by the wind. And, I just feel like his results have not matched the type of at-bats that he has had. So I'm feeling good about Wells right now. Nice job by Dominguez to score from first base on that double by Cabrera, by the way. He can absolutely motor on the bases. RBI double for Goldschmidt for the 10th run of the game for the Yankees. Booming shot to right field. And again, more solid base running from Bellinger there. Nice to have some good runners on the squad this year. Tyler Matzik came in to pitch the 9th inning, and he struck out Clase with a disgusting down and in slider. Also gave up a couple of shots that went over Bellinger's head, went over Dominguez's head. Dominguez, it actually hit off his glove, but I'm not going to blame him on that. That ball was absolutely smoked. Tyler Matzik, just from the first time I've watched him pitch, fastball isn't what it used to be. It used to be 97, 98. It's now 93, 94. But the slider looked good. That slider to Clase was vintage. It was down and in. You can see why they like him. And the metrics, I want to see what the metrics are on that, but it was filthy. But Yankees hang on to take game 1 of the doubleheader.
Game over. Yankees win.
11-2.
Yankees win.
And there we go. Yankees win their 16th game of the season. And hopefully in about 30 minutes, they'll have another march to victory in the nightcap. In the nightcap, the pitching matchup is as follows. Let's see here. So I should have had this up. Chris Bassett, who's really good, is 2-1 with a 1.88 ERA versus Clark Schmidt. I'm not seeing a lineup posted yet, but hopefully we'll get that soon. If somebody sees the lineup posted, just let me know. But let's go ahead and give out the belt. Let's move along quickly here. Max Fried. Belt number 3 on the year for him. He is now 5-0 after another tremendous performance. And he's really stepped up. Really stepped up. I want to give some honorable mentions for the belt today. Austin Wells with a couple of doubles with the 3 RBI game. Anthony Volpe with a couple of hits, including the home run. And, Judge, another multi-hit game. Didn't drive in a bunch of runs, but pretty good performance. Todd Reed says that this would have been a perfect 9th inning for Williams. We had another call about that. I'll go ahead and play it.
Hey, Derek, MB here, Mary Beth, and here we go. It's almost
it doesn't
the end
seem
of
to
the
be
game.
playing.
I got to go hiking with the
Okay, it's
dog.
not playing. We had a call from Mary Beth about that, and she said that it would have been the perfect time to bring in Devin Williams with a big lead. I agree with you, although I wouldn't count on him not blowing a 10-run lead right now. All right, let's move on to the pitcher spotlight. Sorry for the technical difficulties, Mary Beth. We'll get you next time. So you look at the stats from Fried, 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Consistency personified, man. Last time out, he threw 102 pitches and had 64 strikes. This time, 101 pitches, 65 strikes. So he's like the pitching version of a metronome. 6 innings of 1-run baseball for the ace, who is now 5-0, 1.43 ERA to begin the season. He was at 1.42 in the inning when the game began and was able to basically keep it in that same ballpark. So, look, he's not flashy. He doesn't do a bunch of fist pumping. He's just dirty. He's just better than you. And he pounds the strike zone. He's gutsy. He picks guys off, picked another guy off a second today. Really, really nice job. Imagine how good. Just allow yourself to dream for a minute. He keeps pitching like this, with whatever, the great stuff, and maybe he's unlocked something with Matt Blake, just keeps dominating. And then next year you get Garrett Cole back and healthy. That's going to be a great one, too. And I think Max Fried might be the new number 1 after the surgery to Garrett Cole. And we'll see what Luis Gil turns into. Carlos Rodon at number 4. He's kind of up and down, but he'll give you a good start once in a while. He was great last time out. So you allow yourself to dream a little bit. Speaking of dreams, we have a new closer. Devin Williams is out as the Yankees closer. Aaron Boone says it could be temporary. I say it's probably not. Just having seen what I've seen, unless Luke Weaver turns into a pumpkin or gets hurt, I can't see them pulling him out of that spot. Weaver is filthy. He's confident. He's composed. He is completely in control. He's everything that Williams has not been. And the results haven't been just bad for Devin Williams. They have been historically bad. And sometimes the body language is even worse than the stat line. The last couple of times out, I would make that case. 2 times out ago, he went an inning, he gave up 3 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts. And then yesterday, or 2 days ago, no outs, 2 hits, 3 runs, no walks, and no strikeouts. He said nothing's working from, the Captain Obvious department. But you can't be that guy in the 9th inning. Something has to work. You got to have multiple things working. This is the most important part of the game. And his body language has just been awful. He looks checked out. He looks like a guy who's already picturing, where he wants to play next. But he's got to start pitching better if he wants to get a contract in the offseason. That's why I think it might be the best move for the Yankees to just go ahead and trade him, take some of that pressure off, let him go pitch like, Seattle or Oakland or, some place where, he can go kind of be under the radar. When you blow games that you've spent 2.5 hours trying to build up the lead and give yourself a chance to win, and then somebody comes in and gives it away in like 2 minutes, it absolutely crushes the clubhouse. It crushes the fans, and it puts them into a frenzy. And they have been letting him hear it. It kills the vibe. Look, he doesn't want to be here. We know it. He knows it. If he's still on the team by Memorial Day, I'll be shocked. If I'm Brian Cashman, I'm not worried about trading low. You were already going to be trading, Cortez at some point. It hurts to give up Durbin right now, especially since he could have played second base, which could have allowed you to leave Jazz Chisholm at third. But hey, he messed up. It is what it is. You just eat it and you move on. I know trades don't typically happen this early, but if he's still a Yankee by Memorial Day, it's a mistake. Rip the Band-Aid off, move on, see what you can get. That is my unsolicited advice to Devin Williams. And we've got some reinforcements coming. It sounds like Jonathan Loaizaga could be moving right along. He is rehabbing at Single A. Also, we've got Luis Gil throwing in the outfield today. But Loaizaga is really going to help the bullpen. He can kind of slot into where Luke Weaver was. Now, I think they'll ease him back in. I think they'll kind of give him some low-leverage situations first. But he's been pitching on the side. I don't know how long his rehab assignment's going to be. I know the max is 30 days. I don't know if they'll use it because in spring training, a lot of times relief pitchers, they don't need as many outings as a starter. You're throwing less innings. You don't have to be as built up. You just have to feel like you have command and like you feel healthy. He might pitch 4 or 5 games and be back in New York. We could see him in a couple of weeks. Early May would be my prediction. Also, Giancarlo Stanton continues to hit on the field. It'll be interesting to see how that shakes out or if they slow walk it. Ben Rice been playing well. The Yankees got Ben Rice behind the dish today at the end of the game. That's interesting. They might be looking for other avenues to get him at bats. I don't want him to become the backup catcher. I think Escar is in that role, and then you're not getting as many at bats for Rice, but you got to find a way to get him at bats. If I'm the Yankees, I'm just biting the bullet and doing a straight up platoon at DH with Rice against righties and Stanton against lefties. I think that maximizes what you'll get out of Stanton, and I think it maximizes what you'll get out of Rice. I know Rice has had some shots against lefties, but he'll play better. His numbers will be better if he's only facing righties, basically. But if I were the Yankees, I would also kind of reach out to Stanton and see, hey, look, is there a team out west that you would be willing to go and play for? And then maybe reach out. Maybe somebody could use a bat. You eat a bunch of the contract, maybe, 80% of the contract, 90% of the contract just to move the roster spot. And then you don't have to do this kind of, chess maneuvering around with the roster. But that's where we are. We're going to get a quick word from our sponsor, True Classic. And then I'll be back to take on your audience reactions, and hopefully the voicemails will work. Reactions. This episode brought to you by True Classic. A lot of people have mentioned in the comments that I've lost some weight, and it's true. I started losing weight right after the season. I haven't had any soda, any sugar, or whatever, and I've dropped about 35 pounds. And True Classic is awesome because it molds to your body, and it kind of fits tight around the shoulders, around the arms, around the upper torso. It's tight, and they make great long sleeve shirts, short sleeve shirts, pants, all that stuff. They've also got everything for, any kind of active wear, whether you're walking your dog, whether you're taking a hike. True Classic is the way to go. And we have a exclusive link here with Pinstripe Territory, and you can upgrade your wardrobe today. Save on clothes that actually fit, right? And clothes that fit for your body type and fit you well at trueclassic.com/stripe. That's at trueclassic.com/stripe, and the link is in the profile. So let's go ahead and take a few comments here. Lori C says they wouldn't dump DJ's money. They're definitely not eating Stanton's. You're probably not wrong.
I think we got to give Cody Bellinger the Spencer Torkelson treatment there. The dude stands almost straight up in the most unathletic position pre-pitch, and he just doesn't even look like an athlete in the box. Then has that big loopy swing. Like, dude, look at Bo Bichette. Look at some of these other guys that are crouched down looking like they're actually going to do something. Guy just stands there and it's not working. Like, change it up. He looks awful in the box. He doesn't even look like he's actually ready to bat half the time. It looks like he's just unsatisfied, lazy. I don't even know what to say. It just looks like he's barely even thinking about anything. Definitely doesn't look.
I appreciate the call. It goes on like that for a little bit. You should start doing more rants, Brian. No, look, Bellinger's been a little bit disappointing offensively. I'm still holding out hope because he does have a track record and he's a good player. Like, he is a good player. When I had Kratz on before the season for our over-unders, he said that Bellinger was basically doing the same thing when he was having his MVP season, where he was standing straight up and he was almost completely still. Now, the issue with that is you don't really see a timing mechanism, right? It just kind of seems like he has to, trigger it on his own. And a lot of guys, you'll see a toe tap or you'll see a waggle or whatever. He doesn't really have much of that. So maybe that's disrupting his timing a little bit. He swings very hard and he does have kind of a loopy swing. But, I think he's at his best, like, kind of like doing what Oswaldo's been doing, where you're taking fastballs away and hitting them the other way, right? And then you turn on those pitches down and in and hit them in the seats. That's what he was doing in spring training. He's kind of gotten a little bit away from it. We got a call here about Max Fried.
Derek, it's Matt. What's going on, Derek? It's Matt calling from Florida. Love to see it, but don't you ever wish they'd save all these runs for games that Max Fried doesn't start? Because it'd be a little more useful.
Well, to be fair, Well, that makes sense. I get it. There was 1 or 2 games where he got a lot of run support and didn't do much. Whether I get the first game of the season, he didn't even make it out of the 5th inning, and he got a bunch of run support. But he could really be, 6-0 at this point, right? So, hey, I'm not going to complain about runs ever. You just wish that they would do this more often.
Yeah, hi, Derek. Steve calling from Farmington. Good news and bad news about Anthony Volpe. The good news is he hit a home run today. The bad news is he hit a home run today. Here we go again.
Yeah. Sometimes when he hits a home run, he gets into home run mode, and we don't want him to do that. We want him to stay on top of the ball and keep hitting line drives. So we got another game coming up here in about 20 minutes. My cat is rubbing up against my leg. He's ready for dinner, so I got to go take care of that. But I'll be back here after the game, hopefully with a working ad. But check out our store, NYYdesigns.shop. You'll see we just kind of re-edited this background here to show off some of the merch. Go ahead and visit that. It helps out the podcast. You support me. I'm here to support you after those tough games every night. Support me by picking up some merch. We got all sorts of stuff, coffee mugs, hats, shirts, hoodies, all that stuff, all with some cool designs. So check it out, and we will see you after Game 2. Yankees take Game 1.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
Final comment of the day goes to Lori C., who says, can't believe Derek gave up gummy worms. I gave up all sugar. I stopped eating. That's not true. I still will have like white bread, or I'll still have pasta, which, it's got some sugar, like it, basically it's carbs, turns into sugar, but candy, soda, cake. I used to eat cannolis like they're going out of style. All that stuff, gone. The sugar in my coffee is Splenda, so it's like not real sugar. It is what it is. But yeah, helped a lot, and lots of walks, all that good stuff. So anyway, enough about my diet. We'll catch you after the game. Hey, while I've got you here, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Pinstripe Territory is the official Yankees podcast of the Foul Territory Network. We are home to the #1 most watched MLB postgame show on YouTube since 2021. We're here after every Yankees game and for reactions to all the best news and rumors during the offseason. Be a part of the show by calling into the voicemail 718-899-1068. Try to keep it clean for me. And if you ever miss us on YouTube, be sure and subscribe on all your favorite podcast platforms. Go ahead and rate us 5 stars. It'll help other people find the show. Thanks for watching. See ya.